Welcome to another daily move. We've got another mobility workout. What you're gonna need to start with is a wall or a flat surface. You're gonna stand so that your back is against it. Your arms are like a T. This arm here is going to come down. As this arm comes up, we're gonna twist through, come back down, other side. So this arm here is gonna come down. So we're getting both our shoulders and our spine with this. So now we're gonna repeat this, but facing the wall. So you're facing the wall here. You're gonna grab one arm down so that you twist open, come back, twist, and back down. Couple more. So we're just gonna roll those shoulders out. I'm sure they're burning a little bit by having your arms up like that. So next, it doesn't matter if you have a foam roller or you're just on the ground, but we're gonna be doing scapular push-ups. So you're on your knees here, nice flat back. My elbows are staying completely straight. And I'm sinking down so my chest goes towards the ground, and then I'm pushing it away. So we're getting the shoulder blades to move on the rib cage here. And it's not a push-up, so we're not trying to bend the elbows at all. We're just trying to get those shoulder blades to move. Now there's no added benefit of having the foam roller underneath the hands other than if your wrists are sore, it gives it a little bit of a break. So we're just doing this up and down motion. Now what you're gonna do is you're gonna shrug your shoulders up and then bring them down. Shrug up and down. So now we're gonna see if we can combine them. So see if you can push the floor, bring it up, come back down so you're sinking towards the floor and then melting away. So you're creating a circle with that shoulder blade. And then try it in reverse. Okay, and rest. So next, your arms are straight up. We're gonna reach to the ceiling and then pull those shoulder blades back down. Reach to the ceiling, pull down. Reach to the ceiling, pull down. Two more. Last one. Shake those arms out again. So next what we're gonna do is a corkscrew. So we're just switching sides here. We're not adding in that lateral side bend that we normally do. So standing, we've got 3 circles with the arm, making sure that the body doesn't move. And then we're gonna do 3 where we get the entire system involved. So 3 where you're standing still. And then 3 where the whole body's coming in more like a backstroke in swimming. And then you're gonna do 3 in the opposite direction, not moving the body. And then 3 again, twisting. Switching sides, same thing. And then getting that body to move. Backwards. And getting that whole body to move. So next you're gonna need a small rubber band attached. So I've got my band secured to a wall. I'm gonna take my hand and I'm gonna put it into the rubber band, so there's the hole there. Putting my hand here so I can grab it. I'm gonna lean back so that there's traction into my shoulder, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rotate my arm in and out. Okay, once you've done that, you're then going to rotate your body away, and you're going to do the same thing with the rotation. Switching arms, you're going to go back into that one where you're leaning over, turning that arm in and out. And then you're going to step away from it. I'm taking my arm and then I'm stretching it out and then creating that rotation. So next what we're going to do is we're going to row the rubber band in towards our chest. And then what we're going to do is we're going to turn, so I'm pivoting, and then I'm going to punch away, back to center. So row, pivot, punch. So we've done 5 on one side, we're going to do 5 on the other. So I'm rowing, I'm pivoting, and then I'm pressing. So next I'm going to have a little bit of a higher band here, and I'm going to do a row. So I'm actually going to go for my knees. I'm going to pinch my shoulder blades down, and then I'm pulling the rubber band in towards my armpit. Once you've done 8, you're going to untie one of them. So you've got them into your hands here. So I'm pulling the band apart. And as I pull the band apart, I'm then going to bring my arms overhead and back. One more. Okay, you can relax that band. So with the one that's attached to it, you're going to stand pretty close here, and I'm going to rotate my arm away. So I'm pivoting here through the shoulder in order to externally rotate my arm bone. We're going to switch directions here. We're going to do the same thing. So standing pretty close there. You don't want a lot of resistance on this exercise. Finish the external rotation. Now we've got internal rotation. So now I'm pulling the band in towards my stomach. The pivot point is still around my shoulder. Okay, we're gonna do 5 on the other side, where I'm pulling in towards my stomach muscles. Next, you're gonna lay on your back with your band. Knees are bent. So you want your arms over top of your shoulders. And what I'm doing here is I'm punching the ceiling, bringing the shoulders back down, and then I'm pulling the band apart as I bring my arms overhead. It's not going to go very far. So lift towards the ceiling, come back down, pull the band apart, and then bring the arms overhead. If you're feeling tension in your neck, you've gone too intently. This should be very gentle. We're just warming up all the muscles. So next you're going to want a smaller band that you can put around your hands. Going to a wide child's pose position. So my knees are quite wide, I'm leaning back. The first thing that's important is to get the breath here. So I'm pushing my ribs down, almost kind of like a crunch. And I'm trying to expand into like a balloon that's down into my stomach. So I want a full breath that's going in all directions, including into my back up towards the ceiling. Once I have that, I'm gonna press my arms away from each other and then away from the shoulder socket at the same time. So I'm doing both actions here as I breathe, and you should be feeling this in your trap muscles. So you should be feeling it along the back, right where you can't reach. You shouldn't be feeling it in the neck. That should be quite relaxed. So we're back into this position here. We're gonna breathe for a count of 3 seconds. Then you're gonna relax, come back out. And again, you should not be feeling this in the neck at all. The neck should be quite relaxed. But those trap muscles, you should be feeling those on fire. One more. So next what we're going to do is we're going to go into a deep lunge here, and then we're going to twist open, stand back up, deep lunge again, and we're twisting towards the knee that's in front. So the leg that's bent up front is the leg that we're twisting to. And relax. So next what we have is something called a kneeling scorpion. So usually scorpions we lay on our stomach and we try to bring the leg up. This time we're on all fours. We're going to drop one elbow down. The elbow that we drop down, the opposite leg is what's going to come up. Try to touch towards the back, come back down. One more each side. So next we're going to go into a straddle position. So you're going to go down as low as you can into the splits. Having your arms here, we're trying to purposely load our arms. So my arm's going to be taking some weight here, and I'm just going to lift one arm and then the other arm. Trying to put all that weight into the shoulders there. Of course, if you can't handle this, you can put more weight into the feet as you do this. So now we're going to be doing arm circles. We're just going to do opposites. So same direction. Okay, reverse that. And then go ahead, try to see if you can go into opposite directions. See if you can switch. So the next move that we're gonna do is a bear scorpion. So you're gonna start in a squat like so. You're gonna drop down into your hands. And then what you're gonna try to do is you're gonna try to twist your body, come back to center, come back up. One more each side. So the next move is going to start the same. We're still going to land onto the hands there, but then we're going to kick across. So if you're landing on the hands here, I'm going to kick the leg through, pull this arm back, come back to center, back up. Down, kick through, do the row, and back. So be mindful of how that shoulder needs to support you as you pivot. That's 6. Let's do one more each side. So next we're going to go into a pretty wide stance here, and then we're just going to shuffle from side to side, giving the wrists a little bit of a break here. So next we're going to have the foam roller here. And this is very similar to a bird dog. So you're going to lift up here so that your knees come up. As soon as you do that, you should start feeling your abs engage. Once you're there, see if you can balance and alternate your arm lifts. Okay, rest. As we're resting here, we'll go into a quad stretch. So you're just leaning back, pushing forward, feeling a stretch into the quads. So we're going to go back into that bird dog, but this time we're going to see if we can do the same thing but alternate leg lifts. So you're back into this position here. You got the abs engaged. Can you lift up the leg off the roller? Now I'm really pushing through my shoulders with this. They really have to stabilize as I bring one leg up. Okay, we'll go back into that quad stretch. And then in our last set, we're going to see if we can lift up our opposite hand, opposite leg. So back up into this position and then seeing if you can lift up the opposites. Going back into that quad stretch. So next we're going to do a rollout with the foam roller, a different kind of rollout that most people are used to. So you're going to do a walking plank. So what you're going to do is you're in a good plank position and you're seeing if you can roll the foam roller forward while taking mini steps with your feet. And then see if you can also go backwards with this. So taking your time here. Great for your core, great for shoulder stability. Even good for the wrists because the wrists are actually getting quite warmed up in that as well. So next you're gonna lay onto your butt. What we're gonna do here is we're gonna thread our leg through and then lift it up towards the ceiling. So you're here in a crab position, bringing that leg underneath, straightening the knee towards the ceiling, switching sides. So this thread is working hip external rotation. This is working knee extension. And then the fact that our body weight is still into our hands, we're still working our shoulder, which if you haven't guessed by now, is kind of the theme or the highlight of today's workout, really working on that shoulder strength. Let's do one more side. So this next one, we're gonna go into a side plank. This is a little bit more of an advanced exercise. If this is too hard, just hold a side plank for right now. So we're gonna go into a straight side plank, but as we lower down, we're gonna take this leg down, lower down, and as we stand up, we're gonna go into a star. We're gonna do 5 on one side, 5 on the other. Now this is really working this bottom shoulder. Okay, we're gonna switch sides. So it's easiest to start in that full plank, crossing that leg over, coming down before you start. Once you're into that position there, we can start the count. And that's 5. So for this next one, you're gonna be laying down on your side. And what you're gonna do, so you're gonna take your arms here, we're gonna open up, and then we're gonna close it back. So again, we're trying to move as a unit here. Everything's moving at once, initiating in the core. Once you've done 5, we're going to switch sides. Making sure that bottom leg, your supported leg, is bent. That's what's going to keep you down from rolling. So this next one is fun. You're gonna cross your legs over and we're going to actually rotate. So we're gonna place our hands here. We're gonna twist across and sit back into a cross-legged. Anytime we have to load our hands, we're creating that shoulder stability. So that's what we're creating here and just having a little bit of fun with it. Now, if you want, once you twist over, you can continue over if you want a little bit of a, more of a spinal twist and get into the back. But that's optional. One more each way. And I find you can get your heart rate up with that one as well. For this next one, we're gonna give our shoulders a break and work more of our core. So I'm sure everyone's seen a boat pose before. We're gonna add to it where we actually swivel from side to side using your core to do this. So next we're gonna go into a lunge position here. And we've got the can opener. So my arm with the knee in front is gonna go down. This arm here is gonna come across, feeling a nice stretch. Then you're gonna come down, switch sides, same thing. One more each side. Okay, so now we're gonna make those shoulders work. So we're gonna go into a crawling position, like so. And we're just walking, so one hand, one foot, the opposite sides are moving forward with this. And then we're gonna go backwards. So again, we're trying to load that shoulder. And you can modify this as well by just putting a little bit more weight into the feet. So while we're waiting for our shoulders to relax there, we're gonna swivel our feet. So we're going forward and then to the side. So now we're gonna change this up. So last time our butt was up in the air. This time we're gonna stay lower and we're just moving forward again. Okay, we're gonna work our feet here. So what we're gonna do is, as we step up, we're gonna go up onto our toe, up onto the toe. So this next one's gonna be even more challenging. So you're into a push-up position, like so. You're gonna bring one knee up towards the other side. You're gonna take your arm here. You're gonna reach it forward. You're gonna do a push-up so that my ear comes down towards the floor and then back up. So bringing that leg and arm forward, going down, coming back up. Now, of course, you could have done all three progressions with the bum up in the air or the bear crawl. You don't necessarily need to progress for it to be harder. So in order to get our heart rate down here, I'm just going to be walking on the edges of my feet, and then I'm going to switch to the insides of my feet. So you'll want some room for this one on your mat. You're gonna lay on your back, and we're gonna see if we can use our shoulder blades to move our way up the mat. So what I'm doing is I'm pushing my shoulder down in order for me to roll off the mat. Watch your hair, watch your neck on this one. It's a great way to start getting those shoulders warmed up. It's a good way to clean your kitchen floor if that's where you're doing these exercises. And hopefully you have a little bit more room than what I have down here so that you don't have to keep switching. But if you gotta switch, that works too. So once you've done that, you're gonna come back to the center of the mat here. I'm gonna lift up my hips, and when I do so, I'm gonna put my weight onto my other shoulder, and I'm gonna reach over top. Okay, come back to center. We'll just breathe. I'm just windshield wipering my legs from side to side. So next what we're gonna do is we're gonna take one arm, bring it across. You're gonna lay on it. You should be feeling a stretch here into the shoulder. Be gentle. If you force anything, the body's just gonna tighten up. I'm going to switch arms here. Pulling it across. Noticing if one side is tighter than the other. My right side is definitely tighter than my left. So next we're gonna lay on our stomachs. So you're gonna bend. One arm is in a push-up position, the other one is out straight. And what I'm doing is I'm almost pushing my shoulder towards the floor and trying to pull it in that direction so that I feel it into the pec. Okay, we're gonna switch positions here. So push up, arm is straight, and then I'm dragging my shoulder towards the center of my body in order to feel that stretch into the pec. We're going to switch sides again. Other side. One more each way. Okay, last switch here. So for this next stretch here, you're gonna need the wall. My arms are straight up like this, and I'm sinking my chest in between my hands, and then I'm opening up my shoulders through this. I'm holding for a few seconds, but then what I'm gonna do is take my palms, push them in to stand back up again, and then I'm gonna sink back in. Okay, repeat that, stand on up. Back down, see if you can sink any further with that. And watch that not all your emotions just coming from your spine, because I could slouch into my spine, but rather what I'm trying to do is just sink into the shoulder blades. Come back out, one more. Well, that's the end of today's daily move. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I love hearing your feedback and comments. If you have any suggestions for future workouts, let me know. And enjoy your day. Bye.